If you've wrestled for more than a year, you've probably heard one of your coaches say, create an angle. But what does that mean? How do we do it? On this week's Technique Tuesday, World Champion Vito Arujau breaks down how to turn pressure into points by creating angles. He breaks this down as well as some great ways to score from a front headlock once you get your opponent's hands to the mat.
Okay, so the next thing that we're going to work on is understanding and how to get good head position. Okay, head position is really, really important, especially when you get to higher levels of wrestling. It is a way to stay offensive and still have defense at the same time. So I like to think of, the best defense is a good offense, right? So if I'm in such a dominant position that he's unable to attack me because he's too focused on defending or trying to get out from this position, then I'm safe being there. Okay, so that's the way I like to think about it. So I'm gonna get in my stance, focus on not leaning. I'm gonna make proper contact. Okay, so I'm making contact with my hand, attacking the wrist, and I'm gonna make contact with my forehead to his forehead. Okay, here. Okay, now from here, what we have to understand is we're like this. Okay, we're 50-50 standing directly in front of each other. What I need to do is create an angle. Okay, so say this is me. I want to get to a position where I'm looking at him, but he is not looking at me. Okay, so that's a very good position to be in. Okay, so here I make head contact. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to step off to the side really slightly. I'm going to rotate my partner so you guys can see, this is probably better. So I'm here, as you can see, we're head on. All I'm going to do is sidestep, maybe 45 degrees to the left and forward. When I do this, my heels are going to rotate with me. So as you can see, my heels are pivoting to that angle as I step through. Here. Now, my head is in this pocket of the shoulder. Okay? I don't want to be aimed into his shoulder like this. We're still looking at each other. I want my head to be angled off, more so into his chin. Now this gives me the ability to look into his legs, but as you can see, he's looking off to the distance. Okay, so one more time. We're going to be here, I make contact, okay, you step off to the side, and this is a good opportunity to get to my inside tie, to get into this armpit here, okay? Now I veer off his head to the side. A lot of people will try to counter with attacking this elbow. Now my head's up, and I'm able to pressure here without really any fear of a re-attack, okay? So we're here, I make contact. Now I can pressure, and I can start my actions. Okay, so we've effectively made sure that he isn't able to re-attack us or even really start his actions from making contact, and now I'm making the first move and initiating the action. So I'm taking control of the pace of the match and really dictating what is going to be able to happen. All right, guys, so now we've used our pressure, got him off balance, able to get his hands down to the ground, right? Now we need to be able to finish from front headlock, right? How do we translate that position into points, okay? Front headlock might be one of the most important positions, offensively and defensively. You see, obviously, at the NCAA, at the World Championships, that's a position that wins matches, okay? If you're able to score when you get in this position, could be the difference between, national title, world title, or nothing, right? So, once I get him down into front headlock, a couple key things I need to keep in mind, right? I'm pulling him down into front headlock. I need to make sure I'm able to stop his pressure initially, right? So there has to be a stopping pressure. I like to use my forearm and kind of shove the bend of my elbow into his shoulder and kind of, give him a little punch. Okay? That's going to be the stopping force to make sure he doesn't just shoot when I try to pull him down in the front headlock. Okay? From there, right, obviously, we have to keep our elbow short. By keeping our elbow in the bend of the shoulder, we're going to keep our elbow short. Okay? And then I need to create pressure down and into him, trying to put weight down into his butt. So, Here, I apply my pressure, push, pulse, and here. As you can see, he's coming down. I attack with this hand around his shoulder. I can even close it, kind of punch the chest a little bit, right? Now my shoulder kind of just lands where it lands, right? I'm not super keen on being super low on the head. Obviously, you can drag out of this. A lot of things you can do to get out. I'm more focused on the bend of my elbow being on his shoulder. Okay. What this does is allows me to give me something that I can push with. See? Whereas here, from traditional front headlock, I can't really push into him unless I want to get super low and then get into that position where I could get dragged, right? So this gives me something to push on. I attack with that, stopping force. My shoulder is putting weight down on him, making sure he's not just able to run out of it. Push, push. Here. As you can see, he's falling down, met by a stopping force. Here. Now, a couple ways that I can finish this. Here, I'm on my toes, all the weight going down into his knees, into his butt, trying to go down to his heels. Okay. Now, because of this, I got so much weight back. This hand is pretty light. See. So what I do is, right, if I allow his weight to come forward, this is pretty difficult to pick up. I'm applying this pressure, getting his weight back. Now I'm going to slide down and scoop up his elbow. Here. Okay. Now once I've got this elbow and I've got his bicep to his ear, I'm able to drop my head, go head in the hole. Okay. So I'm looking to get my ear into his armpit, and I'm going to sit through with my right leg here. As I do that, my right hand is going to turn his chin. So I need this pressure, right? Just from here, on my knees, there's no way I'm getting this arm up, okay? I need to create all this pressure, make this light, get him extended, right? I can even circle backwards with my feet to make sure he's really extended. Now I drop my head, sit through. As you can see, there's a lot of leverage going on. He's going to try to fall to his hip. I'm continuing to pull that chin with me and trying to get him down to that hip. Once he hits that hip, I'm free to pick up my head and hook this close angle. Okay. Another way to finish it. Here, okay? I can create all this pressure, right? Pick up this elbow. When I pick up this elbow, I'm just gonna push, instead of holding it to his head, with his bicep to his ear, I'm gonna continue to push past, and the hand on his chin is gonna go down to a drag, okay? Now from here, I'm not gonna try to run behind him, okay? That's where I think a lot of people mess this position up. If I try to run, there's also nothing holding him in position anymore. He can circle in the opposite direction. And it's very difficult to actually beat him there, okay? So instead, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull with this hand, okay? Keep this shoulder in contact and just try to close my other side, okay? So I'm not trying to necessarily run around him in a circle. I wanna close like this. So I create this pressure, I attack his elbow, switch off to my other hand, and I'm pulling him this way. See? That's keeping him extended, making sure he can't ball up. Once I've got him extended, here, I'm just going to switch and drop my left knee and pick up my right knee. As you can see, I'm completely behind this arm. As he goes to fight back into me, I just make sure I get my right hand behind his arm. Now I'm able to finish. One more time. 1, 2. Here. Pressure. Very quick drag. Make sure my right hand is behind his elbow. Right? I can even attack the thigh here. Pull him down. Get my tight waist. All that fun stuff. Right? Different ways to finish for a headlock. Super important position. Really important that we know how to finish it.
Thanks for watching Vito Arujau's Technique Tuesday. If you want more technique, head to athletesocean.com or download the Athletes Ocean app. for a full catalog of instructionals taught by our world-class instructors. Let us know in the comments what you want to learn next. Make sure to like this video and share it with your friends. Also, make sure you follow and subscribe to FloWrestling for more technique every Tuesday. See you next time.